Well, the Chief Minister joins us for our briefing. It's been quite a week with so many announcements, so many places now that the stealth charges, as a lot of people are putting it down, it's, you're now going to put up everything and anything.
Well, the changes which have been with us now for quite a number of years have moved on to the Department of Infrastructure, and they've been asked to make by Treasury savings in this financial year of around £5 million. Now, I think they've been able to find a substantial saving within the department generally, but it has also meant that certain parking charges in particular had to be reviewed, and that will generate another £500,000 saving for the department, which will put them closer to the target that they've met. But it's not easy. It's going to be an exceptionally challenging year for the department, but we hope this will be the last major change of this nature that we announce.
Parking, of all things, is one of those ones that it's almost impossible to touch without setting off a lot of people. In fact, the social media has gone crazy on some of the sites about this. I mean, even at the airport, you tried it a year ago to change things, and you had to sort of backtrack. I know that was under Mr. Cretney and whatever, but this is not going to be pleasing anybody, is it?
No, I fully accept that, and we don't do this lightly at all. We are in still a very challenging and challenged position to rebalance our budget in time. We are doing well, but I do appreciate there is going to be a disproportionate effect on some sections of the community anyway in the short time ahead while these changes come in.
And is this definite, or is this just going to consultation and then you're going to backtrack a bit?
No, I think the decision, the department of course has had a fair amount of consultation on these issues in the first place. This now is implementation, so there won't be a further round of consultation.
But Travel Watch, for instance, are concerned about what might happen at the airport with too many people trying to use the facilities at one time.
Clearly, the decisions have been taken and the announcement's been made by the Minister. But if we find that it's not working in that context, then clearly the Minister will review the situation, and we'll need to see if we need to do anything else.
Parking for yourselves and certain civil servants is going to come in, but it's nowhere near the market value, is it? You're going to be paying.
I don't know what the final figure is, but it is intended to be close to what the
starting at 25% at £275, I think it is, for certain levels of people, and then people with parking in Douglas paying over £1,000, maybe £1,200 a year, I think.
Yeah. It varies across the island and not just in Douglas. But our ambition as a government is to be as fair as we possibly can. Now, it might take a year or two for the changes that we bring in to level out and to see that fairness, but we felt it's appropriate that if we are asking the public to pay more, it is time that government looked at itself, and that's exactly what's happening.
But it's not the market price, as I'm saying. I mean, why shouldn't the civil servants
pay? But
this
will change. This will change.
You're going to keep it going up?
It will be reviewed in the time ahead. But we are trying to be fair. We're trying to be open and honest with people. And I know I keep repeating myself, but we have lost a third of our income.
But you're saying you're almost balancing though now. So
we are, and if we achieve this and the savings that we've anticipated from the Department of Infrastructure, we will have the budget balanced by February of next year. That's a massive achievement. It's a year earlier than we expected.
So when you made this announcement, these were the things you were still to announce to the public. So you've actually kind of said you're going to do it, and then now you're going to try and find the money.
Well, if you think back right to the start of this administration, 3 years now, I've made it very clear that we were in for a very difficult 5 years. There would be some very painful, unpopular, in some cases unpleasant decisions that we have to make. But at the end of that journey, if I can use that overused word, we will have the budget back in balance again, and we will be stronger for it because we will have a more sustainable government, a more sustainable financial structure, and we'll be able to improve services in a more focused and targeted way for the future, which everyone will benefit from. But there is obviously going to be short-term pain to get there in the first place.
Well, see, I mean, you could have done this actually earlier if you really wanted to. Why have you left it this late in the administration to make these charges?
We could have done it all on day one, but we needed time to look right across government. Don't forget that this has never been done before. We're looking at every aspect of government. The scope of government started the work. Every department has been charged to look at the way it delivers its services, how it charges for its services, the staffing numbers that we have. There's a huge amount of work gone in right across every single department to get to where we are today.
Well, we already talked about people electioneering. This sort of thing is not going to play well with
No.
anybody that's wanting to stand again and be seen to be condoning the, put charges up. I mean, Phil Gordon has been given the poison chalice. Admittedly, he's not Douglas MHK, he's not responsible for people parking outside their houses and being charged £25 for the privilege of it. But these are all, you are having quite a go at people.
Yes, but it's not my policy to be bringing in a strategy at the moment for the election. Our strategy is for the next generation and for the sustainability of the Allan Bell government. I am not a fan of populist politics at all. I believe government has to make difficult decisions at times. It has to do that in the light that it is going to be unpopular. But it is for the greater good of the island in the next few years. We will get the benefit from it in due course.
Is this it? Is there any more to come out?
At the moment, I think the worst has passed.
That's not quite what I asked, though.
No, but I can't be sure. A lot will depend. If the figures that we have at the moment are delivered in February and we do manage to balance the budget, then that will take a lot of pressure off us. If, for whatever external reasons, we do fall short, then there may need to be other measures. I can't be absolutely categorical at this stage. But we will be doing our best once we know that the books are going to be on the right side again to ensure that there are no unnecessarily harsh changes in the future.
And this has all been accepted in this very room. Coman is on board, therefore,
yes.
You're taking responsibility as a collective on this one.
Absolutely. This is a government policy. We obviously discuss these things, and Council has agreed, albeit reluctantly and with great sadness in some respects to the changes as they come in. I obviously as Chief Minister accept responsibility for it. Again, it's not something that gives me any pleasure whatsoever, but I do believe it will ultimately lead to a sustainable government which will benefit everyone in the long term.